John Zittel here with the undefeated Abdullah Mason. Really excited to see you in your first world title fight, fighting Sam Noakes, two undefeated young guys. Really good card this Saturday in Saudi. Abdullah, man, how excited are you to be fighting for the title now?
Man, this is huge. I'm very excited. This is a huge opportunity, and I'm grateful for it. So we just locked in until it's fight time.
Well, let's get started on the opponent, man, Sam Noakes. What do you think of his style, and how do you think it plays into and matches up with your style?
I think he has a style worthy of being my first test for a world championship. We both are at the same parts of our career. Undefeated. First big test. He's known for his durability, his strength. He walks through some opponents. He comes with a lot of power, and I feel like it matches up, perfectly because, like I said, this is a test for me at this point in my career, and I think it'll show you guys something.
Do you look at him as a guy who has that willingness to exchange? And are you excited to fight a guy like that, as opposed to a guy where, it might be a big puzzle, it's a back foot guy who's going to be trying to box you and stay away. But this guy, when you watch tape on him, it looks like he's more of an aggressive fighter. Are you excited about that?
Yeah, he's definitely more of an aggressive fighter. I'm excited for, just overall, just competing for the world championship at this stage. Not so much that his style is an exchange style. Every opponent you step in there with, you gotta prepare for him for that training camp, and we prepare for his style. So, I'm definitely excited to see what we've come up with. When I step in the ring with him for sure.
If that is the kind of style he's coming with, coming with the aggression, willing to open up an exchange with you, um, does he not? I know you don't like to predict knockouts, so you're a humble fighter, but does he not make it to the final bell if that's how he's coming?
If that's how he's coming, I feel like it's definitely a chance to break him down, and for me to also see more openings as well. So, you get an aggressive fighter, then there's definitely prone to be openings in that aggressiveness.
I think I saw a video of you preparing for the fight like a week ago, and you were just practicing turning in the center of the ring, using movement. I mean, I know we can't get deep into game plan, but against a guy who's actually going to be willing to come forward at times, is this a chance for you to show that element of your game too, and not just all the work you've been doing in the pocket?
Yeah, for sure. The more durable, I feel like the more it will come out. So we're just gonna see what comes out during this fight. Like I said, it's a big test. So whatever comes out, he's got to make that come out, and it's definitely a possibility for that to be how good I am with my movement or with my defense, or or just being durable just as he's durable. So it's a good test for me and him as for this world championship.
I just wanted to go back to the Vasquez fight when your dad's in the corner and he's using certain lingo. Every I
Mm.
noticed like every coach, every corner, they got their own phrases of speech to convey the information. So he was saying, put him on a timer. What does that mean?
I mean, he wanted me to slow it down. He wanted me to slow it down. It's something that I just had to dial into. Coming off that super crazy fast first round, he had to remind me to just slow it down and keep my eyes on the guy. And you see what happened the next round after that.
And then he also said something to the effect of like, don't wait on him. And I took it as him saying, like, don't fall in love with the counter punching. Also get off first. And he was talking about get off the line and don't wait on him and stuff. Is that what he was getting at in that fight?
Uh, I gotta watch it back and see exactly what he said. But whatever he said, it got the job done because I listened to that, and that's what ended the fight in that next round.
Well, that brings me to the next point, which is like you coming up with your brothers. It's all you guys and other fighters that have come up. They'll get that at a teenage age. They'll get that schooling from Floyd Mayweather or Terence Crawford or Andre, whoever, Haney, Devin Haney had Mike McCallum and Roy Jones, all kinds of champions growing up in Las Vegas. And then you out of Cleveland, you guys are getting it from the mud, just you and your brothers. Why do you feel like you don't need that? You don't need that hands-on extended time with former champions. Why do you feel like you guys are going to accumulate that knowledge on your own?
It's definitely something that's good to have and it's great to have. I can't say I don't need it, but what I have here, I feel like it fits me. It suits me and it's what helps me grow. So I feel like everybody should do something that suits them. And it's definitely yeah, it's what helps me prepare, in this way, being with my father, being with my brothers is our kind of, but all of our first time being through it in this way, but we're also learning along the way, in this path. So, it's exciting as well, and it's enjoyable.
Yeah, do you think like in the long run, maybe there's some challenges there because your brothers and your dad, they don't have championship level experience, but kind of accumulating that experience for yourself as opposed to getting the game. Do you feel like long term,
Okay.
that'll make you better? Like, you know what I mean?
Could you repeat that one more time?
Well, instead of getting the game, from a lot of guys, you guys are kind of getting it the hard way. You're learning it for yourselves, firsthand experience. Do you feel like in the long run that in some ways that'll benefit you a lot more?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think it grounds you. You've been in it to, us going through it ourselves. It grounds us, and we can see more of the details that goes into, being a world champion or and into what it takes. And everybody kind of has their own path. Like every great has done it themselves, and I feel like this will, turn me into, when I'm finished with it, into one of those, he was his own entity in boxing, or the Mason brothers. They kind of build themselves up, and they've been. Of course, we've got advice from other people we're around. You got, the Andre Ward and different guys like that. But I feel like it's definitely solidifies us and it's good for us.
Speaking of just like great fighters and everything, Terence Crawford, you are starting at 135 in your first title fight, just like he did. Same belt, same WBO belt he won against Ricky Burns.
Mm.
He has that freakish 74-inch reach, and so do you. Same reach, same weight class, same belt. I understand full and well you're trying to be the first you, not the next Terence or anybody else, but you guys are both southpaws, nasty counterpunchers, quiet, serious killers. What similarities do you see in yourself to Crawford, and what do you think is different about you as well?
Uh, the similarities, I feel like we both get the job done. I got an appetite for smoke, and you see when he get in there, he get the job done as well. Um, I forget what else I was about to say, but that's I feel like that's the similarities we have. And I definitely have my family with me as well and stuff like that. So, you know, uh, it's just room for improvement.
Did you watch his performance against Canelo like with an extra close eye, even more than you would a normal fight? Did you rewatch it a couple times? Yeah, what'd you think of that?
I want to say more than I watched a normal or extra close eye, but I was sitting there, in the stadium on fight night, and you could see that he was levels above Canelo.
Do you think you could like did seeing what he did coming from 35 and going to
Right.
68 and like did that make you dream bigger? Like holy shit, I could be middleweight, super middleweight one day.
Yeah, I feel like I could do whatever I put my mind to. If that's something I really want to do, I feel like I could definitely do it. Everybody been telling me that I already have the body structure to to fit into whatever weight class, but right now it's 135, and grabbing this world championship at 135 is going to be big. It's going to be big, especially being my age. I'm gonna have years down the line to decide whatever else I want to do. But right now it's this first world championship that'll open the door to whatever else.
Yeah, I don't know if Bud was thinking about Canelo when he was fighting Ricky Burns. They got
Right. I,
one
I I said that before. I said that before.
one fight at a time. But to your point, this is at lightweight. It doesn't look like the weight cut has got you too bad. And but at the same time, Shakur might be fighting Teofimo at 140. Keyshawn moved up to 140. What are you thinking about long like next? I mean, we got this first, but are you thinking is there a big fight at 35 after this that makes the most sense to you? Or are you like, all right, let's get the smoke at 140 where everybody seems to be going?
I mean, right now this is the big fight. Me and Sam Noakes is the big fight. This is like I said, this is a door opener, man. This put me up there with if I want to face a world champion next, then is the door is open. So right now I'm just focused on Sam Noakes, and then whatever comes after that, we gonna talk it through with Top Rank, and then and my manager, my father, my head coach, and then we gonna see what goes from there.
Do you see yourself sticking around 135 based on how making weight is for this fight?
Yeah, yeah. Right for right now, I feel pretty good. But we gonna see. We gonna see fight night. That's when it all goes down, when everything's said and done. And after that, then I'm gonna make my decisions to move forward for whatever. But like I said, Sam Noakes, man, I can't look past this guy.
I understand that, but the vacant belt you're fighting for was the title held by Keyshawn, and you
Right.
you you made it known you would have fought him for that. And um, based on what happened to you guys earlier in the year, where the competitiveness came out of both of you, is that a fight now where even more so? You're like, okay, we got to see each other at some point in the future.
I wouldn't say that. I'm prepared to face whoever's in front of me. I got an appetite for smoke, so whatever comes, it comes, and I'm ready for it.
What is your switch like in the ring? Is there a transformation once it's time for the appetite for smoke?
Uh, Sometimes there is, and sometimes it's just it's not always a switch. Sometimes just naturally, just the skills being displayed. But every now and then, I probably say, I probably zone out and I tap into just flow state. That's what they say.
Ultra instinct? Like, I
Yeah,
don't know.
something like that.
No, man, you
Yeah,
got an alter ego in the ring. You got a is there a other side to? I mean, because guys like Crawford, Floyd too, they're mean in the ring, and you got to. I imagine you got to have some of that in you at that level. So, do you feel like you got that in you? You're mean in the ring.
I wouldn't say it's alter ego, but I would explain it more as like a laser focus.
Got you, man. And man, just because you're always a serious young fighter heading in, so just trying to get to know Abdullah Mason a little bit. Outside of faith and boxing, what's your biggest passions?
Biggest passions. I don't know, man. My biggest passions.
Pretty locked in on this
Right
boxing
now,
stuff.
I'm
That's
just
about
going
it.
through the journey. This is my passion right now. It's boxing. You know,
No, I got you, man. And what's your favorite fight on this card besides your own?
I'm probably the Haney Norman.
Yeah. But are you
Yeah,
picking Haney in that fight? I think I've heard you on the record favoring Haney to win.
I might have, but I know this is more of like a 50-50 fight. Like, this is going like just like it's a test for me and Sam Noakes. This fight night. It's same for them too. Haney has been through. He's been through certain parts of his career where this was gonna show where he's at now. And then same with Brian Norman. It's like, he's coming up in his career and this fight is kind of gonna show where he's at in his career. So just like this fight card is a matchup for me and Sam Noakes to kind of solidify ourselves in the sport. This is the same for Haney and Norman. This is a fight to show, where they both are in their careers.
Yeah, I know. I know. Do you think Norman's because it's going to be in build as a puncher versus a boxer? Do you think Norman's skills are being slept on a little bit? He's not just a puncher.
Possibly. I didn't watch too much. I haven't watched too much of Norman, but I feel like he definitely has a good skill set, and you can't sleep on any fighter skill set when you stepping in there. They spent these months preparing for you, so you got to be ready for whatever skills they got coming for you.
All right, Abdullah, man, thank you for your time,
Yeah.
man. Really excited to see the fights November 22nd. Anything else you got to say, let it be known, man. Thank you.
Um, for anybody watching that's in the surrounding area where I'm from, Cleveland, Ohio, I want everybody to show their support and come out to the official watch party, and the address is 15011 Euclid Avenue. And just have some fun, man. Tune in because this is, a big step to a lot more, goodness to come, inshallah.